Hey guys, we are back with some more Edmonton Oilers franchise mode, and in this one we have the draft coming up, we have the re-sign stage, so let's not waste any time, but we're going to check the draft class really quick to see our options. Now, I would prefer, since we're picking third, I would prefer to get Hunter Stoner, so I'm hoping that he drops, but if he doesn't, then Jerry Teal isn't a bad backup, as he is pretty much NHL ready at this point. But then there's also Bowen Byram, which we desperately need an elite defenseman. So we're going to have to choose between those two if Stoner goes number 2, because Svaitov is almost definitely going to New Jersey. If New Jersey does take, let's say, Stoner, and then Svaitov goes to the Islanders, that'd be interesting. I could see why the Devils might take Stoner, as they don't have any elite defensemen either. But I don't know. I think if you're the Devils in this situation, you got to go with Svaitov. So here we go. Going to the draft now. And let's hope it's a good one. So the Devils picking first. We're going to let them pick because I think it's pretty obvious who they're taking. Sim pick. Yep, Svaitov goes to the New Jersey Devils. 82 overall. Second line forward already. He is going to be good. So the Islanders, do they want to trade their pick? If they don't, then I'm not. Yeah, no, they don't want to trade it. So we're going to have to hope that the New York Islanders take Teal or Byram or someone, or Kako, because we really need that defenseman. But then again, I'm pretty sure the Islanders do too. So Simpic, please don't take Stoner. Please don't take Stoner. Please don't take Stoner. Ah, they took Stoner. 78 overall is Hunter Stoner. He went to the New York Islanders. So now, we have to choose between Teal, Kako, and Byram. Now, obviously, Delmore isn't scouted at all. Not even going to bother with him. Jerry Teal, so he'd be a solid power forward to go alongside of Connor McDavid. It even says he has a similar style to Milan Lucic. However, we do desperately need an elite defenseman. And Bowen Byram does fit that category. Heavy slap shot, shutdown ability, and great puck mover. His only weakness is injury prone. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but we haven't seen many injuries here in this GM mode. Might want to turn the injury slider up a bit. And of course, Broberg is also injury prone. Alright, we're back. Had to call a couple of timeouts because I got a important phone call. Had to answer. So we're back, and I still have not decided between Teal and Byram. Because Teal is the NHL ready one. But then again, we already have 4 forwards. So I feel like Byram would be the choice here. Because we don't have any elite defensemen. Yeah, defense wins championships. It's got to be Byram. And we could always get supporting power forwards out of free agency. Byram's got to be the pick here. Confirm. So there you go. Welcome Bowen Byram to the Edmonton Oilers. 76 overall. So he might be 1 year, but after this upcoming year, he should be ready to go for year number 3. So I think that was the right pick there. The Avalanche will probably take Teal. I mean, if the Avalanche want to give up their pick, I mean, they do. It's the Ottawa Senators pick, of course. So do we have the assets to trade for that? I don't think so. Not without trading someone like Nuge or Klefbom, and I'm not about to do that. Nurse, Larson, Yamamoto, Bouchard. Yeah, not a whole lot to go with here. I could try trading someone like Bear. I mean, maybe Gagne. Yeah, that's nowhere near enough. I don't even know why I'm trying. Yeah, we're just going to let the Avs pick. So I'm going to guess that they're taking Teal. And yes, they will. 80 overall power forward, Jerry Teal. He looks like he's going to be a stud, but I'm pretty sure we got the right pick in Bowen Byram, as we did not have an elite defenseman until now. So, Carolina. Actually, we'll just, you know what, we'll just fast forward to user pick, because at number 20, we have Colorado's pick, well, original pick, and this guy, I had my eye on Mikhail Kostitsin. He was supposed to go around 18 to 22, but it looks like he went 18 to the Calgary Flames, and he's a 77 overall. Ooh. All right, so Kostitsin off the board, but there are still a couple of solid players available here. You got Poulin, who we don't have an exact report on. You have Bruin. Isn't my first choice for sure. I mean, he's got the high top 9, so he'll definitely be at least a third line scoring forward, I would say, but definitely not the best player available. Yulanov, he might be a top 6, but we don't know for sure. Unlike Nikita Vishnevsky, who is only 5'9", 7 goals, 5 assists in Russia. A minus for shooting, B minus for puck skills and senses, and then a C for skating, physicality, and defense. His strengths are goal scoring, pro release, offensive instincts, and lacks size and reach are his weaknesses. So obviously we're not getting a power forward such as Jerry Teal, but you have 2 snipers as well in Aaron Reichel and then Nikita Vishnevsky here in the mid to late first round. You also have Dmitriev, the defensive defenseman it looks like, but there's plenty of defensive defensemen to go around in the Edmonton Oilers organization. And now with Bowen Byram, we don't really have to worry too much about defense at the moment. So I think we could take a winger with this pick. I mean, obviously, there's still a lot more work to do with the defensive core, but Bowen Byram was a huge leap forward. So I have Vishnevsky and Reichel. I mean, they're both basically the same player. Yeah, they're pretty much exactly the same player. Vishnevsky is ranked slightly higher, so I'm going to go with the rank here. He's ranked 24th compared to Reichel 27. We're going to take Nikita Vishnevsky. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. 65 overall, not too bad. Tampa, Rangers, these guys are all picking next. So, yeah, we'll simulate through the first round. Go to our second round pick. That is at 4. So here you have Hadfield. He's a medium top 6 defenseman. Bleeker as a medium top 9 forward. Top 6 Abel Engeland. A minus for shooting, C for puck skills and senses, and then C minus for skating, C for physicality and defense. No weaknesses, goal scoring, pro release, and offensive instincts as his strengths. 6 foot, like Theo Fleury. Alright, and then you got Connor McMichael. We don't have an exact reading on him in terms of his grades. And then you have Artemi Niazev. B minus for shooting, C minus for puck skills, C for senses, C minus for skating, C for physicality, and D for defense. He's going to take a bit to get to the NHL. You got Grui. B minus, C minus. Weakness, stick checking, foot speed, agility, and face-offs are his strengths. So when it comes down to who's on the board here, I think I would take Engeland. So here we're going to take Abel Engeland out of NLA. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. 62 overall, not too shabby. Sim to user pick. And I'm hoping that we're going to be able to get that medium elite guy who we saw earlier, who was supposed to go late. I believe his name was Calvert. Is he still on here? Yes, he is. Medium elite. So we're going to sort by potential here. I believe he is the only medium elite left. Yes, he is. And we're just going to see who's down here as we don't even have any medium top 6 forwards anymore. No medium top 4 defensemen either. So I think the choice is pretty clear here as to who we're going with this pick, because there's really nobody else. Declan Calvert, welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. 50 overall, but he's got that medium elite. Could be some nice trade value. And as a matter of fact, more than likely will be, unless he has a fantastic growth year this season. It's happened before. It's definitely happened in our GM modes before here, such as Tim Cizek with the New York Islanders. He was in his 50s, I believe, when we drafted him, and then he jumped all the way up to like a 75 or something the next season. So it's possible that he could play for the Edmonton Oilers, but more than likely, he is trade value, and a lot of it, for that matter. So here, there's really nothing left. I mean, there's Marcotti, Stamkos. As you go down, not even any medium top 6s. There's Holmstrom, who is a low top 6. B minus D, C minus, C minus, C, D. Yeah, wow. Yeah, it really drops off in year number 1. I'm glad when I made those trades, I'm glad that I traded for the majority of the picks for next year, because the year one draft really does not have a whole lot of depth, especially when your scouts start slacking off, like ours did. So we're just going to take Simon Holmstrom here. He's the guaranteed low top 6. There you go. And you know what? We're just going to send the entire draft. I usually like to pick all my, manually pick all my draft picks, but this is just, our draft, our scouts, I should say, really dropped the ball with scouting this year. So Byram, Wisniewski, Engeland, Calvert, Holmstrom, Gentich, Schultz, Valette, and Golod. Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. I'm firing all these scouts. These guys suck. So now we're left with all of our B scouts. There's 8 of them. We had 12 C scouts, so I'd imagine that would contribute to some of our inefficiencies with scouting amateur players. But here we go. Player re-sign stage. Let's see what's going on. Chason, I'm going to cut you straight away. Gravel, cutting you. Stoner, cutting you. We only needed you for Hunter Stoner. That Hunter Stoner draft luck, but nonetheless, the Islanders got that luck. Callahan, we're going to cut all of these hacks here. Stanton, Malone, we're going to cut as well. He's 30 years of age. Petrovich, we might be able to re-sign. He's 2.4 for 3 years is what his asking price is. We have 20 mil to work with. I'll see about Petrovich. Mantha, I'm going to cut. And Vessel, I'm just going to cut all these guys who aren't really going to grow. Cut you. Russell, Patrick Russell. Yeah, I'll cut you too. Don't really need you. Gambardella might be useful, just as some minor scoring depth. And then Reeder. I'm so tempted to cut Reeder. He was so bad. I mean, he had 41 points, but he was playing over his head with McDavid and Draisaitl, or not Draisaitl, Nuge. And he had terrible defensive numbers, 82 giveaways to 65 takeaways, only 58 hits. He wasn't really impacting the simulation positively at all. I don't think he has any trade value, so I'm just going to straight up release Toby Reeder here. Kara, Ratty's jumped up to an 82. So I don't know if that's statistical growth or if that's from natural growth. How much money does he want? That's 4.1 over 5 years. Oof. How much does he want if we go less? We can, I think, I'm going to hold off for right now on Ratty. But if we go for like 2 years, then I would sign Ratty. But definitely not for the amount that he wants at 5 years. No way. If anything, it's 1 or 2 years for Ratty at most. Because I would want to see if that's statistical growth or not. Kara, I think he was pretty good, wasn't he? He wasn't that good defensively, but he had a lot of hits. Brings physicality to the team. And yeah, you can re-sign Kara. I'll give him 2 years at 1.65. There you go. Now, Jesse Puljujarvi. This kid was pretty good last season, especially for only being on the bottom 6 forwards. He was a 4th liner to start out the year, then a 3rd liner to end off the year. And he had not the greatest line mates in Brodziak, Gagne, and Kara. He had 12 power play points. So that's what gives me hope for Puljujarvi. And he's now an 80 overall compared to a 78 when we first started the GM mode. Now, he does want a 2-year deal. That's a perfect bridge deal, I think, for Puljujarvi. And yeah, it looks like he's been in the pros for, that's 3 years. So we'll give him a 2-year deal. That makes perfect sense for Puljujarvi. And we'll try to get him at, I'm going to say 2.9 for 2 years. That'll work for him. And I believe that is it, other than Petrovich and Ratty. So I'm going to check goaltenders real quick. Stolarz, I'll just straight up release. I don't think he has any value anymore. Montoya doesn't want to sign. We'll release you as well. Got to clean out all the garbage here in Edmonton. So Petrovich, I mean, he's not terrible, I wouldn't say, given his 80 overall. But we could technically find someone better in free agency, so I'm going to let him go for right now. And RFAs, Ratty. Yeah, you know what? We got 20 mil to work with. Ratty had a decent season last year, putting up, 43 points? yeah, 43 points in 82 games. Obviously, he's not the best on this team, but that being said, he did have a good enough season to warrant another shot at being a regular on the roster. However, I'm not going to sign him for that 5 years that he wants. No way. It's either 2 or 1 years for Ratty. And actually, I'm just going to, we're going to do a 1 year for Ratty because he really, that's a significant jump that he got, and I'm concerned that it might be statistical. So we're going to see what, let's say 4.25 for, actually, we'll go 4 mil for 1 year for Ratty. Because I have a strong feeling that that's statistical growth for Ratty. I don't usually see low top sixes grow 2 or 3 overall points or whatever it was. So there you go, Ty Ratty. Back on the team for another year, hopefully. And that should be about it, at least in terms of RFAs and UFAs. So let's get to signing our prospects. Now, Bowen Byram, I'm going to leave him unsigned for right now. We're going to see how he goes in the WHL for 1 more year. Ryan McLeod, he'll still, I think, be in the WHL, unless he turns 20 before the start of the season. He might turn 20 before the start of the season. We'll leave him unsigned still for now, though. Wisniewski, you might be able to sign since he's in Russia, 65 overall. Actually, no, we'll leave all the prospects for later. There's no one who really stands out to me right now, so we're going to advance a day and see who we get back on the team. Gambardella, Ratty, Kara, Puljujarvi, all accepted. And that should be about it, actually, as I believe we cut everyone else. No more UFAs. RFAs, none. Nice. So we can go ahead to July 1st, and we'll see who is available, and we'll also get ourselves some new scouts. Alright, so I already went out and approached to sign the scouts that we needed. I went out to sign 13 of them, so we need a lot. But anyway, let's see who is available for UFAs. Pavelski, Duchesne, Skinner, Johansson, Gardner, Zuccarello, Thornton, Brassard, Myers, Dzingel, Strawman, Edler, Furland, Hayes, Pominville, Peary, Maroon, Vanek, Petrovich, Ruda, Coburn, Panic, Cronwall. Alright, so we get the point of that. And now goaltenders, let's see. Varlamov, Leonard, Kincaid, Elliott, Miller, Talbot, Neuwirth, Smith, Ward, Lettinen. So, if we want to go for Leonard, that's a possibility because we do need a goaltender, for sure. With Koskinen on that $4.5 million contract. If we could get Leonard for about the same, then I think that'd be really worth it. And the only way that's happening is if we get, of course, Koskinen out of here. He is an 83 overall, so that does make it a bit easier to trade him. Luckily, he did jump. I'm not sure how, but he did. So we're going to try trading Koskinen right now before he loses any value, because that's not a good contract. And surprise, surprise, nobody wants him. So we're going to just find a team with a lot of cap available. Buffalo, they already have Hutton, Olmark, and then they have Luukkonen coming up. They probably don't want Koskinen. Again, no one really wants Koskinen, but who has the most need for him is the question. So Carolina does have a need for a goaltender. Maybe they would want Koskinen. They're a rebuilder. So, maybe they're a rebuilder because they don't have a goaltender. Decent defensive core, and they have a lot of forward prospects and elite talent in Svechnikov. They got Delmore as well. So maybe we could trade Koskinen to the Hurricanes. If we could get a second back for Koskinen, that might actually work, to be honest. Let's try to get a third in there as well from Buffalo. Second and a third for Koskinen. Would that work? Proposed trade? Rejected. Alright, what if we just got a second and maybe we'll throw in a fifth just for fun? Let's see. Proposed trade. Trade accepted. There you go. Koskinen and his awful contract are out of here. That allows us to do more in free agency. So what I'm planning on doing, I'm thinking for sure it's got to be Robin Leonard. who we go after. 86 overall, only 27 years of age. He fits into our window of contention. And looks like he had a pretty solid season last year with the New York Islanders, I would guess. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if this is an 86 Robin Lehner as in statistical growth, or if this is an actual 86 overall Robin Lehner. So he does only want 2 years. So I think that's a safe bet, to be honest. Even if Lehner isn't actually an 86 and that's just statistical growth, we're not taking too much of a risk by only signing him for 2 years. So yeah, I want to go after Lehner here. We're going to say no more than 5.2 for Lehner. He's asking for 4.825. Yeah, and 2 other teams are after him, Philly and the Devils. So I'm hoping that we can get Lehner 2 years here. It's not too big of a risk either, so offer up to Robin Lehner. And also note, we have 17.6 mil in cap space. So there you go, Lehner. So in terms of our defense, we have Klefbom, Larson, Nurse, Benning, and Bear, which I'm not going to bank on Bear or Jones or Bouchard growing. So we have 4 defensemen. I'd say we need 2 solid defensemen out of this free agency. Now, Klefbom's a lefty, Larson's a righty, Nurse is a lefty, Benning is a righty, so 1 lefty, 1 righty. And forward-wise, I would imagine we need quite a bit. McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Ratty, Gagne, Kara, Puljujarvi, Brodziak. So that's what? That's 9. That's 8. Yeah, I'm not going to bank on Marody. I'm not going to bank on Yamamoto growing either. I'm hoping he grows, obviously, but I'm not sure if he'll be NHL ready. So we're going to have to go after, I would say, at least 3 decent forwards. So Lehner was the shoo-in, but we do need a backup goaltender since we released Montoya. Let's make it a veteran here who has experience in the playoffs. You know what? Cam Ward, he has done us well before in past GM modes. He might drop, to be honest, but we'll sign him to 1 year at 1.8. So there you go, Cam Ward. Backup for this year. And you know what? I might get a second backup just in case Ward drops. We're gonna get, let's get Anton Forsberg here, just to be safe. I don't think anyone's gonna offer him, so we don't have to offer him anything crazy. 1.1 for 1 year, just to have 3 goaltenders in case of disaster. You can never be too prepared with goaltenders. So as far as defensemen go, you got an 83 overall Tyler Myers, who, I mean, really anything is an upgrade for this defensive core. But do we want to overpay Tyler Myers is the question. 4.5 is what he's asking for 5 years. That'll take him to he's 34. He had 17 points last year on Winnipeg and had a good amount of turnovers there. He's physical. But then again, a lot of Edmonton Oilers were physical last year. He gave away the puck a lot. I'm guessing he was on the penalty kill for Winnipeg. So unfortunately, there's not too many good options here. Strawman might be a decent one because his ratio is actually pretty good from last year, 49-29. Only 41 hits, so he's not really physical. But it looks like he might have been on the 3rd pairing for whatever team he was on. I'm guessing it was Tampa. So if we signed Strawman for maybe 1 year, that wouldn't be a bad idea. He wants 5 years, but I'm definitely not giving him 5 years. What does he want over 1 year? 4.75. So if we took him to 2 years, 4.6. Okay, so we would have to overpay a little bit for Strawman. But that being said, if we got him for only 1 year, I don't think it would be such a bad idea. Edler, so another veteran defenseman, but here's the thing. Edler's already a 7th defenseman. I wouldn't want to go after that. Strawman might also be a 7th defenseman, so we have to take that into account when signing these guys, especially who are in their early to mid, late 30s. Really anyone in their 30s you got to watch out for. Gardner. So Gardner had 15 points last year with Toronto. 144 hits, 70 giveaways to 31 takeaways. How's the playoffs looking for him, at least in the simulation? Well, he's actually got a pretty good ratio of giveaways to takeaways, 6 to 10, and then 20 hits in 11 games, 3 points. Gardner might not be that bad. So if we're getting Strawman, then I don't think we would re-sign Petrovich. But who would we get alongside of Strawman if we were to get Strawman? Would it be Gardner? Now keep in mind, we do have to still sign 3 forwards here, so we'll take a look at our options. I don't know, I'm feeling maybe a Marcus Johansson type of player. Because he only wants 4.8. He's an 83 overall, 28 years of age. You could also go with Ryan Dzingel or Furland or Hayes. Here's the thing. We do need some depth at wing. Dzingel would give us that if we were to go after him. 47 points. Got a good ratio. Good hits. Yeah. Dzingel might have to be one here. He does want 6 years on a $4.4 million contract. So if I gave him 3 years, he doesn't go down a whole lot. Actually, he goes up slightly in terms of his asking price, but I think if we gave Dzingel like 3 years, I don't know. Because honestly, I'm not sure if I want to overpay too much here in free agency. The only guy who was willing to overpay is Robin Lehner. And even for Leonard, that's only, 1 or 2 years that we gave him. So it's not that big of a risk. But for some of these older players like Strawman, Edler, there's a little bit of risk involved with that, with them dropping. And then you got all these guys over here who, is this overpaying them? Like 4.6, 4.7? Would that be overpaying someone like Zuccarello or Thornton or Brassard or Dzingel? Let me know. I think I'm going to end it off here just because I don't want to make a decision that would handcuff us in the near future, because we do have the contract of Jesse Puljujärvi coming up in 2 years. And he's only making, what, 3 point something right now, 2.9. And then, of course, you got all the other big contracts, McDavid, Draisaitl. But then again, we do have Gagne off the books next year. Or at least if we do still have him at a much lesser salary, I would say. So, what do we do going into free agency? You guys got to let me know. I'm going to end it off here. So let me know what you guys think. Who should we sign for the year 2 Edmonton Oilers? And I'll see you guys in the next one.